Today we're starting to tear down our old feed room. We sold these two bottom unloaders along with the silos. So those are gonna get taken out in the near future. We need to take apart this feed room building. Decided I didn't really want to climb around the top and try to dismantle it. Some of the wood is good, we can still maybe save some, but I figure we'll push it over. We got this first section of the feed room torn down, just where we were back in the mixer end. The silos are sold, the unloaders, the guys were here a little bit yesterday that are gonna be pulling them out. They said they'd actually rather us take the rest of this building down before we get the unloaders out. That way we can use the skid loader to move them. It's crazy the difference it made just getting rid of this one section. It looks a lot more open here. Looking forward to getting all these silos out. My dad's not around the farm today. I'm gonna be working at couple little jobs. We are finally getting a little taste of spring around here. It's supposed to get up to 57 degrees or something today. Sunny. Just been looking forward to getting some weather like this again. We go around the barn and open up some curtains, make sure we have enough ventilation. I'm gonna open the curtains on the south side of the barn completely. I need the Kubota to do that so I can stand up there a little higher. Definitely gonna be some windy, cooler days still this spring, but we don't usually have wind from the south. It's nice to keep this open. A little more sunlight in there. Got some of the curtains opened up. I just think it's a lot nicer environment in here with the curtains open. This is where we run our cows through the foot bath coming back from the milking parlor, and I want to set that up now. So we run a foot bath 3 days a week to help with digital dermatitis, hairy warts, different types of warts they get on their feet. Kills those off, keeps the feet healthy. Over the winter we don't like to use formaldehyde if we can help it, because we got the barn all closed up and the formaldehyde gases from that is not healthy for anybody. Formaldehyde is actually very good at killing the warts off though, and we're having a few more warts here lately. Our hoof trimmer recommended we at least run it for a couple days. So my dad went and picked this up this morning. Got 4 gallons of formaldehyde. It's safe out here as long as we have the curtains open some. Got good breeze blowing through, so I'm not worried about it in this situation. Normally Megan sets the foot bath up 3 times a week. She takes care of that. When we use the formaldehyde, I like to do it myself just to make sure I don't want to be putting anybody at risk. Not as concerned about it once it's diluted, but I don't like working with that concentrated stuff too much. So the cows will all walk through that this afternoon. We'll run it again tomorrow, and that should take care of any hairy warts or strawberry warts on their foot. We had the hoof trimmer here yesterday, and there was a fair amount of cows that had some warts on them, which normally they're not too bad if we're keeping the foot bath going. With the cold weather, we were having to skip it some weeks. We usually have a little more trouble over the winter, just trying to get everything back under control. You can see the ceiling fans kicked on today. Kind of cool to see that. It's been a while. Now that it's starting to warm up, we're going to be thinking about putting fertilizer on our winter forages very soon. Not sure we're going to do it this week yet or not, but the sprayer, I was actually waiting on a couple parts to get this thing ready to go. This is a valve for the agitation of the tank, to turn that on and off and adjust how fast it's agitating. That broke on me last year, so that needs to be put right there. I think we have the parts we need for that to work now. Bit more confusing than I'd like it to be to get the right part. The other thing is these seals. Change these first. So we got this main block where the oil is coming in. There's a bunch of electric switches to control your booms. So having trouble with a bunch of these plugs in here starting to leak oil. These little rubber gaskets on them, and the gaskets are all broken. I'm not sure why that's such an issue, but got some new gaskets. These should be made a little bit stronger, so hopefully we don't have issues with this anymore. This is designed that I just keep pressure on in the tractor to this block all the time, and then you can just use the switches whenever you want to adjust the booms. So there were 6 of them to change there. Should make a difference. We'll see what happens once we hook it up and start using it. Now I'll start working at this valve. So there's a hose that I still have a piece of plastic that broke off in there. I need to get that out of there. The fluid's flowing through. There's a hose coming in the back of this piece, so you can stop the flow through it or slow it down if you don't want to agitate it full speed. Some chemicals you don't want to have full agitation because they'll foam up too much. And then sometimes I want to turn it off completely. So I use this valve quite a bit. I think I'm going to cut this hose off a little because I kind of damaged the end of it. Maybe I should have just cut it off right away, and then I wouldn't have had to worry about getting that plastic piece out of it. So I had this elbow on there. When I was taking the old one off, this broke. And that plastic was stuck inside the hose, and I was having trouble getting it out. But I should have just cut the hose off. There's enough hose here that I can shorten it a little bit. Okay, there we go. Now, I'm not going to be able to check it right now. We'll hook it up within the next couple days probably. If you saw my last video, we piled this bed pack material in this bay. That was a week ago now. Wanted to get a shovel, dig down a little bit, take the temperature of this pile, see if we're getting some good heat. So right here it's about 120 degrees. So now I'm checking a different spot. It's up close to 140 degrees right there. I think if we wanted to really compost it well, we would need to stir this pile again at some point. We could scoop it out with a skid loader and just dump it in the next bay over. That would aerate it a good bit, but take a little bit of time and effort. Not sure if it's worth doing that. Yeah, it's almost 145 now. That's definitely gonna do some damage to some pathogens, I would think. Drive this cow off. This is the first calf heifer I'm drying off. She'll be having her second calf in 2 months. Back the cattle trailer in, we'll move these 2 dry cows down to the dry cow barn if they want to cooperate. We'll drop these 2 cows off in this barn and then see if I can get the 1 heifer out that I need by myself. Need number 154. Try to stay calm and not get everybody riled up. That's her right up there eating. Let's see if we can sneak her back this way. Alright, I got her. Along with only 4 others. It's not too bad. This works out pretty nice. I can chase them this way and then filter out the ones I don't need. There's at least 1 silo door that needs changed. This is the treaded cow silo, definitely ready. This is the second one that looks like it's ready to drop 2 doors there. Gotta climb 2 silos, but both of them are not very full at all, so it's not a whole lot of climbing. We'll do corn silage silo number 2. We opened up number 1 last month. It's been a few weeks now, we're feeding out of that one. Mixing the 2 together for a bit. We didn't like the feed that was coming out of this silo. The variety of corn we put on the bottom we never grew before, and won't be growing that stuff again. We're finding it's not hurting us if we're mixing them together. Feeding the heifers out of this silo and then a quarter of the cow batches. I believe this is the last time we have to lower the door in this silo. We're just right here. Yeah, I'll be able to drop it down 2 doors and then that'll be the lowest door in the chute. Over here we have this service door. We put 2 service doors on the opposite side of the silo, so we can almost get in this one. That's just nice for bringing parts in or for maintenance when the unloader's down at the bottom. I just need to move this wheel back a little bit. That way this chipper wheel in the end will reach a little closer to the wall. You got a little bit of feed left on here still. All right, now I'm in the treaded cow silo. So this one, there's 3 rings worth of feed left. Getting pretty empty too. continuing to work at tearing this old feed room down. This roof is definitely rusting out, getting pretty bad. Having a flat roof like this is not ideal because the water just lays on it. I guess it wasn't holding up too bad for 40 years. There's a concrete roof over the oldest part of the feed room. So, and they expanded the feed room once they built the 2 harvester silos in the 80s. This metal was all fastened with nails, so it takes a little bit longer to dismantle this. Just got all the nails out of these 4 sheets. I'm gonna throw these off and then I'll be done for today. So yeah, it is Friday, the last day of February. Still waiting on the baby. Finally getting towards spring, starting to get some warmer weather. Today's in the upper 40s. Nice sunlight, so fields are starting to green up. All right, that's gonna be it for this video. Thanks for watching, guys.